What is good, world? This is one of your hosts, King Phenom, here today with Brown, who
That's
just
me.
chucked the deuce like everyone can see it.
I mean, you know.
Welcome to another episode of KBK Presents. Unfortunately, due to some scheduling conflicts, I guess I can call it, Sirius is not able to be with us in the booth. So, lucky you get us, Phenom and Brown.
Sounds like a fun time, right?
Sounds like the dream team. We love Sirius.
Definitely.
We're the dream team. All right.
Sounds more like you and I are going to go at it for the whole entire time, but we'll see how this works.
I mean, pretty much. It's like me and you have known each other for a pretty long time.
It happens. You know,
It happens.
Agree to disagree.
It happens consistently. Mm-hmm. At least once a week.
So what are we starting with today?
Man, today, what do we want to start with? Do we want to talk about Agent Orange?
Yeah, sure. Let's get him out of the way. The sooner we get him over with, the less I have to think about him. Till tomorrow.
I was about to say, we still have 2 more years.
Shh. Look, I pray every night that the aliens, the dinosaurs, something comes and makes that not a reality.
It would be the dinosaurs, wouldn't it, with you?
I mean, look, Jurassic Park World is almost here.
All right, got
Closer
my
and
tickets.
closer.
All right, so for most people who already do know this, this week, or I should say last week, because we're recording this on a Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles were supposed to visit the White House. You know, Super Bowl champions visiting the White House is kind of a tradition in the sports world. The champions go visit the president. Apparently, out of the entire squad, like the team and the staff, I think they said only like less than 10 people were actually going to appear. And you know our president can't have that. So with that type of blow to his ego, he was just like, you know what? Bump it. No one from the team is allowed to come. And I'm going to have, what did he call it? Did he call it Patriots Day or something?
Some bullshit he pulled out of his gaping asshole. Like, I'm sorry. They don't like you. Not everybody's going to like you. You're kind of unlikable.
It's like, dog, you're a draft dodger. Don't come to me talking about something.
Patriots Day?
Yeah, talking about some Patriots Day. I'm going to stand and hold my hand over my heart and represent our country. Really, because you had a whole bunch of opportunities to represent our country in a particular way, and you found an excuse. What?
Excuse me. Those bone spurs of his, they were really, really painful. He could still do marching band in college, but they really were going to stop him from having to go to the war.
LeBron James played 3 NBA Finals games with a bone contusion and scored at least 20 points in each game, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to hear about your
Look,
bone
our
spurt.
president is the type of person who will tell you that black people don't feel pain the way that white people do. So LeBron obviously just wasn't feeling the pain. Trump is much more sensitive, and obviously you just cannot understand.
Well, that's because we have a higher tolerance, from all the whoopings and beatings that we took in the past.
From the 400 years of slavery?
Pretty much, it's like genetically predisposed just to have a higher pain tolerance.
I mean, actually, they've proven that that's not true. What it is that we don't get the same medical attention and the same attention when we complain of pain, because medical history has been set against us for such a long time that it's only in recent years that they're realizing that no, black people feel pain the same way, and all people of color, not just black people. They just don't complain about it because they know that white people won't listen and will minimize it.
So basically, we were told all these years to just suck it up, so we just sucked it up.
Right, so I'm going to use that same logic on Trump. Suck it up. They don't like you. You should have taken those 10 people and just been like, look, this is what... They could have just been representatives, ambassadors for the team. You don't know.
What makes it even greater is, I think, like, the day after it was announced, LeBron James was like, oh, no, it doesn't matter who wins the NBA Finals. Neither team is going to go to the White House.
And he responded with, you're not invited anyway. Like... That's such a childish reaction.
I mean, that's what he did to Steph when Steph was just like, I don't think I'm going. I don't want to go. He's like, well, you can't come. It's like, tell me, if I already said I wasn't going to go, how are you going to hurt my feelings even more by telling me I can't come?
Because now he's saying he really doesn't want you. He really thinks that you're not, he's letting you know you're not invited anyway.
Matter of fact, what I would have done is on the exact same day, because Golden State was in D.C., when the day that they were supposed to be visiting the White House, that got canceled, I would have gotten as close to the White House as I could, and just had a whole bunch of fans gather up, take pictures. Hey, look,
no, what they should have done was reached out to former president in my heart, Barack Obama, and had a meeting with him and been like, hey, hanging out with the true president, the real one, not you. But, you know. That might have driven Trump off the cliff.
The commander-in-chief over the celebrity-in-chief. I mean, because that's all he is. I mean,
but don't worry. He's going to get his visit. If you don't think that the Caps are going to visit him at the White House, please.
One, congratulations to the Caps.
I mean, Ovechkin supports Putin, so they'll have so much to talk about. It'll be a great time. He'll be in his element. Finally, people who understand true patriotism. Although, aren't most of the Caps like transplants from other countries?
I mean, a lot of
from like Canada.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of hockey players in general. But I do know there's a black guy on the Caps, and he's good.
Is he not the same black guy that was in Tennessee, Nashville? PJ Southern?
I don't think so. I just want to know: has there ever been a time where two black people were on opposing hockey teams in the NHL finals? Because that actually happened. The Las Vegas team that they beat, they had a black dude on the team, and I actually saw him score a point.
Also, props to the Las Vegas team for getting as far as they did because they are brand new. Additionally, they are the only NHL team owned by a woman. You go, girl. Your team did it right. They worked hard. They made that investment that you made worth it. Next year, try again for that Stanley Cup.
They were the little giants. They were people that other teams didn't want. And it's like, oh, really? That's how you feel?
Although, sidebar, I'm not a hockey fan. I don't understand the point of pushing back this little disc on the ice. Just ice skate. But Pittsburgh Penguins, y'all need to step it up. I don't know what happened this year.
No one cares about the Penguins.
It, but I cannot believe that you did not get the Stanley Cup again. Do better. All of the Pittsburgh teams this coming year, do better.
Yeah, I have a history of championships. Just stay to the side for a little bit.
And you need to continue that.
Let somebody else have a little bit of shine.
Nope.
Swear.
But that's okay. Hockey season's over. Football season hasn't begun. Basketball season isn't over. Now it's time for the World Cup. Cannot wait. So excited.
I wonder if Trump's going to invite whoever wins the World Cup to the White House.
No, because the U.S. is not in the World Cup this year.
I know, but still.
It won't matter.
He still might want to do it. He might be like, I'm so great, I can get these other country teams to come
I'm surprised, actually, that he's not
visit
going.
me.
It is in Russia this year. They're giving actual travel warnings, too. So.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I know somebody who was...
I don't watch soccer.
I know somebody who was of the darker complexion who thought he was going to Russia for the World Cup, and then he kind of rethought that. Because...
Did he rethink it, or did someone say, are you nuts, man?
I might have kept repeatedly told him, I don't know how many black people are in Russia. You might be the only one. So, be careful.
In Russia, car drives you.
In Russia, Bear drinks vodka.
I love some vodka.
Not me.
You don't like any alcohol.
I mean, yeah. But Trump's in his feelings. Grow up. Man up. And not really man up, just grow up. This is childish.
But then he had the nerve after everything he's been doing with the NFL, canceling the Eagles. You know, the Eagles are just trying to make a political statement and doing this as a ploy and whatnot. And then he's like, "Hey, NFL people, who should I pardon next?" Because after his meeting with Kim Kardashian, what was the lady's name?
Alice Johnson.
Yeah, Alice Johnson. She didn't get pardoned. She got a commute.
Her sentence was commuted.
Yeah. So.
Which technically means, I believe, that still stays on her record as her being a convicted felon.
Yeah, commuted. Yeah, having your sentence commuted means basically you still did the crime.
It's
the
basically
crime's
like
still
giving
on
an
your
Alfred
record,
plea.
but you don't. It's a get out of jail free card.
I mean,
Doesn't erase what happened,
but not really, because it stays. Whereas a pardon, it removes it from your record, which means when you go to apply for jobs, they can't use that against you.
Yeah.
Commuting it means that she's still a convicted felon and will still struggle to find a job that she can support herself with.
But you see how he tried to go about it, though. He was like,
yes,
hey,
he made a
this
big deal.
celebrity came and talked to me, and look what I did after speaking. Hey, NFL guys, I've been shitting on you guys for like the last year and a half, but hey, is there anyone that you want me to let go free?
I think this, and, it's very nice that this was the cause that Kim took up and that she had the power, I guess we'll say power or sway, to bring to the president's ear. I would also like to point out, though, that everybody, Trump's trying to frame this as I did something Barack Obama wouldn't do. Let's be clear. Barack Obama commuted over 1,000 nonviolent offenders. He pardoned.
Right around Christmas time, too?
Yes, he pardoned, and it wasn't even a commute. He pardoned over about 1,000, if not more, nonviolent offenders of their crimes. He got no fanfare for it. As a matter of fact, he got a lot of flack from Republicans who said he was releasing dangerous people back onto the streets. He did not get Alice Johnson I think, honestly, because he just didn't have the time. Additionally, I'm sorry. If every nonviolent criminal who is convicted of a crime far serious than what they did needs a celebrity to back them in order to get some sort of justice in this country, then there is a problem.
I just want to see how far I can get taken. Like, I want to see a rapper go up there and be like, hey, so
You
my
know it
homeboy
won't.
Lil Mook Mook is in jail for stabbing somebody 3 times.
You
Can
know,
get him
Meek
free?"
Mill will not be invited to the White House.
Oh, hell no.
So,
I mean, he wouldn't go anyway, but still.
right. Additionally, it's not something, he's acting like these pardons are something new and special to him. Every president has done this.
Oh, you mean the same way he keeps bragging about all the numbers, even though, you know, most people can see that a lot of the numbers that have gone up is just pretty much
Holdover from...
holdover from the Obama administration.
Mhm.
But,
you know what number?
he's still
You know
doing
what
great,
number
though.
he can take credit for? My gas has gone up. Has your gas gone up?
I drive a car with a 20-gallon tank that takes premium gas.
Ooh.
It cost me about anywhere between $55 to $60 a fill up.
Seriously? Are you serious?
Oh, I'm serious. If it
my
wasn't
God.
if it wasn't for the fact that the car that I can go about 400 miles, because it's a sports car, so
Yeah.
400 miles, 400 miles off of a full tank for a sports car. is
That's
pretty
your
good.
current. Not even your truck.
No, that's not the truck. The truck takes about 50, but the truck uses regular gas. I'm talking about my little 2-door Infiniti Q60.
Ow.
Yep. I mean, it's a little bit more
I
than
thought
my
it was
old-
bad. Mine cost $32 the other day to fill up because I've got a little tiny Hyundai Elantra. I thought that hurt. Granted, I also was almost empty, but like, oh my God.
No, so I went to BJ's
You're literally
yesterday.
double that.
Yeah, so like right now, if I need gas in my car, last time I went to BJ's, it said the premium gas was $3.07. So that means I'm paying $61 and some change to fill up my Infiniti.
That's literally 2 weeks of gas for me. That's insane.
And
So
that'll
Trump
last-
can take
that'll last
credit for
about a
that.
week.
I wonder what he did that made my gas prices go up. Yeah, I mean, you know. Also, prices on my food are going to go up. He can take credit for all of these are the things that Trump can take credit and get his
Hoard
props
the
for.
aluminum foil while you can.
And your steel. All of the tariffs that are going to increase from where both Mexico and Canada, 2 of our oldest allies, have decided that they're not going to increase cost on our steel
Not
or
just 2 of our
aluminum.
oldest allies, our direct neighbors.
Right, our direct neighbors. I think we forget that, like, we're in the middle. God forbid they decided to team up. And don't forget to add South America in there.
We're now the stepchild that's going to
We
get
are.
ignored.
We are the redheaded stepchild. Thanks, Trump. You can take credit for that, too. But, I mean, you don't get props and applause for, oh, this celebrity came and whispered in my ear for a few minutes, and I decided that because she's pretty and I liked having her nearby, because I'm not saying that Kim probably didn't do some sort of work or knew something about this woman's cause, but I am saying that this man in the White House, he didn't hear shit she said. He looked at her and said, I like the way
Let's
she
tell the truth.
looks.
He is plotting to get Kim away from Kanye and dump Melania off somewhere. You see how she looked at that White House in that picture? He's like,
He is not.
That is a great photo right there. I wonder.
Kim's too brown for him.
Like, a whole bunch of people started getting on him for that, and that's why Melania just showed up all of a sudden
Kim's too
again.
brown for him, and too naturally brown, and she's barely brown. And besides, we all know what his ultimate dream woman is. He's told all the porn stars.
Stormy.
He's told them
I know
all.
where you were going, but for some reason I was still thinking Ivanka.
No, I mean, that is his ultimate dream woman. When you tell a porn star, an adult film star, I'm not going to degrade Stormy Daniels like that. When you tell an adult film star she reminds you of your daughter while you are having some sort of sexual intercourse, I mean, like, dude, you've crossed some boundaries from just weird and
He
kinky
wants to
to
be
straight
someone's
up
daddy
creepy.
husband.
That's the sound of me trying not to vomit in my mouth. I mean, to bring it back around, though, he's over here complaining. Nobody likes him. Nobody wants to spend time with him. Nobody wants to visit him. No, you can't sit here
You're
and...
an ass.
You're not only are you an ass, but like you said, you're all about, hey, NFL, I'm now going to fine you if you go ahead, if you players practice your constitutional right to not...
well, that's not him per se, but that is him putting pressure
Right.
on the NFL.
Please, we
to
all
do
know.
some stuff
We
like that.
all know that he put on all those team owners who voted for him, who support him, the Patriots, among others, who gave him their money,
Man.
We all know that he went to them and said, I'm going to do this, that, and the third if you don't push this
Even
through.
before now, I was always fuck the Patriots, so.
I mean, Steelers all the way, so.
Let's go Rams. But anyway,
At least you didn't say Redskins, so.
Nah, I've never been a Redskin fan. The funny, I like almost every local team but the Redskins.
I mean, yeah.
But no, he put pressure on them, and he put pressure on them. He flipped the narrative of what the whole kneeling thing was about, and it's just like
He took it personally.
You stand for the flag, like you don't go in locker rooms and hide. Dog, before 2009, they didn't come out to stand for the flag. The military pays the NFL to do that so-called display of patriotism. Why? Because enrollment was low. Why? Because no one wanted to go to Afghanistan or Iraq and not come home.
I mean, yeah. Basically.
Like that's what it comes down to. So yes, I'm sorry that I agree with people who kneel because the whole
because it is their
thing.
right. Based on the Constitution of this country, they have the right to free speech, and however they choose to show that, as long as they're not causing or inflicting any sort of bodily harm, any sort of riot, any sort of melee, they are allowed to kneel and say, you know what? This just isn't for me. I can love my country and still recognize that my country is flawed and needs to do better.
I love myself, and I recognize that I'm not perfect.
I mean,
I'm close
basically,
to it, but
I mean, that's debatable, but nobody's perfect. We all are working on things. And America as a nation needs to recognize that we have a few things we need to work on. And that's all those football players were trying to say is that, hey, look, I get you. I support you, but, like, we got some things we need to change.
And if one more person tells me that you're supposed to stand for the flag.
Is that written in the Constitution?
No, look, what's it called?
Is that in the Declaration of Independence?
No, it's a thing called, like, the flag, like the flag code of conduct or something like that.
Is that the one that says you can't drop it on the ground and burn it?
Yes, it tells you how you're supposed to respect the flag, how you're supposed to treat the flag. Can I
ask why we give so much dedication to an inanimate object?
I don't know, but I know for everyone who's saying that kneeling is disrespectful, do you know you're not supposed to have it on your clothing?
Yeah.
Do you know you're not supposed to have it on any, like, merchandise? Like, I don't know, let's say
Walmart
beer cans,
needs to rethink that then, because
beer cans, belt buckles, all this stuff that all these proud Americans are always waving. No, it doesn't say you have to stand, but you go around with your what are they called? The little bikers with the little bandanas on their head.
You're also not supposed to do certain things like when you change the colors, where you wash it out, or where you make it like a Blue Lives Matter thing and it's all blue. You're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to stay the red, white, and blue for a reason.
But it's fine because you still know that it's supposed to be the flag. But that kneeling, because we all know that kneeling is such a disgrace.
So disgraceful.
How dare you? That's why you need to walk in those churches and tell those people, get up. God doesn't want you to kneel.
Oh, man, the Catholic Church has been doing it all wrong.
Yeah, like one country under God.
Is he going to tell the Pope that? Do you think he's going to tell the Pope that he can't kneel anymore to pray?
I have no idea.
Because I'd love to see that.
Because I love how when Trump canceled the visit, how Fox News tried to use pictures of the Eagles kneeling
Praying?
in their narrative of, this is why, because of that kneeling protest, and they're doing this, and they're trying to get, they're just trying to stir up controversy, and the tight end from the Eagles like, hold up, get your shit right, for one. That was a picture of us praying. Not kneeling against the anthem, but praying. Because all the players on the Eagles, I've never seen anyone on the Eagles kneel. Normally what they do is they'll put their hands on each other's shoulders or they'll raise their fist up. I've never seen anyone
additionally,
do that on the Eagles.
Let's just talk about how they keep using the word controversy. I don't understand why I do understand, but like it's so controversial that they're asking for us as American citizens to look at the way we treat people and to rethink that maybe we need to do better. That's a controversial statement. Like, that's insane.
Because it's not like black people didn't go help for World War II and then come back home and get,
we went to Vietnam.
Beat up.
Did Trump go to Vietnam? Did he go to the Korean War?
He had to go. Wasn't he drafted? Wasn't he drafted for the war?
I don't think he did.
If I'm not mistaken.
But our people went.
Oh, did we?
Native Americans went. People who were up until like 1962 or 64 didn't even have the right to vote in this country. They went.
Oh, you know who didn't go? Muhammad Ali didn't go. Muhammad Ali lost his boxing license.
Oh no,
championship.
do you know he's up? He's the next one. He's up for pardon.
Oh,
we might pardon him. It's always funny to me how
but everyone
everybody
nowadays
loves
talks about how great Muhammad Ali is now.
They love Muhammad Ali, and yet at the same time, you didn't love him then. And I don't know much about him personally.
Can't appreciate Kaepernick now.
Right. I don't know Muhammad Ali personally much about him personally. I do know though that he stood for what he stood for what he believed in. He backed that up. He lived that life. He walked that walk and talked that talk. Like,
don't tell me as a black man
you couldn't
that I
love
gotta
him.
find a better way to protest, and what would Martin want to do, and what would Ali and all these other people.
Hey, friendly piece of history.
I knew this would go into you.
Martin Luther King initially did not want to have peaceful protest. It wasn't until Bayard Rustin, Google him, he's a very important figure in the civil rights movement, who was a Quaker, came along to the movement, and who was repeatedly arrested, by the way, for practicing his rights. But it wasn't until Bayard Rustin got involved that he said, because he studied a lot of peaceful protest in, I think it was India with Gandhi, where he was like, you know what? I think us marching with guns from the jump might not go well. So here's what we're going to do, Martin.
Start off with a good narrative.
Right. There's literally a piece, I think, from an autobiography where he's like, I walked into the house and there were guns everywhere. Legal. They were legal. But he was like,
That doesn't matter.
He talked to Martin Luther King and he said, look, let's try this peacefully first. Let's try marching in our Sunday best and see how that works. His initial decision, though, Martin Luther King, was that he was going to roll deep in your streets with some guns. He was going to fight for his freedom.
I wish I had a soundboard to make the gunshot effect.
So, just a friendly reminder for all you white people who want to use him as your, oh my God, this is the be-all to end-all, the headliner for a peaceful protest. He didn't start that way. He thought that the best way to bring change was by force initially. He had to be talked around to the other side.
And also, when he did decide to be peaceful, you
killed him.
Motherfuckers still threw rocks at him and killed him.
You killed him. When he did decide to be peaceful, you all decided that you were going to murder him. So, I mean, peaceful only works for but so long. Also, don't forget, I know what happened in Selma. Not from the movie, but from history. I saw you turn the pictures and the videos of you turning water hoses and dogs on people who were marching.
Goddamn Rockwilders.
German Shepherds, too. I mean, like, peaceful doesn't work. You can only be peaceful but so long.
Yep, because in this day and age, you can't even walk into a store without police harassing you.
Oh, I know. Baltimore?
Yes, in Baltimore.
I mean,
you know, being someone from this D.C. metropolitan area, we call ourselves the DMV. We normally don't like to associate ourselves with Baltimore.
Which is weird. I don't know why.
It's like, we're in Maryland, but I consider Baltimore to be like its own state.
No, I mean, I'm not a Marylander by birth, so I don't understand that. You're all the same state.
It's like
and they're not far.
It's like how like New Yorkers, how like they'll come together for certain things. Like, yeah, we're one New York, but then it's just like, no, I'm from this borough, I'm from that borough, I'm from that borough, and they treat those boroughs like they're completely different entities.
I mean, but Brooklyn is.
See, there you go.
We're just gonna say Brooklyn all the way.
There you go, right there.
So I guess I see that, but you know. It's not even safe to shop while black anymore.
For people who don't know what we're talking about, there's a video that is online right now that you can see. All it is, young black man walking into a store.
It looks like a Kohl's.
Yeah, it does look like a Kohl's. Like at first when they said Baltimore, I was like, you sure this isn't the mall by my house?
It's, you know what it is? It's they have those very particular signs on their back wall. It looks like Kohl's. It's the setup. Sorry to shout out Kohl's like that in a negative way, but like...
So while walking into the store with his wife or fiance, I heard him say fiance at first, but then I heard husband and wife. You know how people do with that nowadays.
It's all interchangeable.
Yeah, the cop comes up to him and asks him for his ID, and he's like, why? And he says, because I want to see if you have any warrants.
And I just saw the video today, so I'm confused, and maybe it was made clear and I didn't know. Did the gentleman, was he, not that this really matters, but let's play devil's advocate. Was he running through the store naked screaming?
No.
Was he harassing other customers?
Not from what I saw.
Was he throwing rocks? Was he waving a gun around?
Was he doing time people
anything?
Were looking at him was when he was talking to the police officer, because, you know, the police officer kind of made him stick out.
To the police deciding to approach him, was he doing anything?
apparently all he was doing was literally walking into the store.
I see.
If you look at where the confrontation or where the discussion is taking place, you can tell they're by a door.
I see.
Because you can see the cash registers in the background.
You can't even walk into the store anymore? I don't understand.
The police officer had a very great reasoning for this. Because
Okay, what is it?
apparently,
I'd love to hear this.
Because apparently he recognized his face from court.
That sounds like that bullshit when white people say we all look alike. And then you have to be like, you all, really? It's more like you guys are all interchangeable.
That sounds like that bullshit of where you thought you had somebody on a charge or something like that.
And he got away.
They got off and you're just pissed because it makes you look stupid.
No, cops aren't bitter Bettys.
What? You mean to tell me
lie.
cops aren't like people? They can't be petty and be like and have emotions?
I mean, they can, but they're also supposed to be better than that. That's what that whole training school is for.
I thought they were all like androids. They weren't supposed to have any feelings.
It's not that they're not supposed to have feelings. They're supposed to be above that. You're supposed to be able to put your personal issues aside for your professional.
You're supposed to be RoboCops.
I mean, sort of, yeah. Because that whole emotions bullshit is why they say they shoot unarmed black men. He scared me, but you're supposed to be above that level of fear, honey.
But you come in, you confront the guy. And then you tell him he needs to lower his voice in the store.
Yeah.
Like you started the whole confrontation.
And he was you could tell every time the man raised his voice, the cop got super agitated. Like, if you don't want attention.
Every time he raised his voice, the cop like kind of got closer and into his face.
Yep.
Like the cop even walked off at one point.
If you don't want attention, then maybe you shouldn't have stopped him in the front of the store where everybody coming and going could see you.
Like, really, you're saying over here, stop being loud, don't draw attention. It's like, really? Because you're embarrassing me.
Basically, you've made me a target.
If a cop pulls me over in front of a store, guess what? Everyone who comes in the store, everyone who's exiting the store, everyone who is standing in line by the cash register by the exit of the store,
everybody who works there,
they see me.
Everybody who works there sees me. I can't walk around the store once you're done with your bullshit interaction.
And like his fiance said, like, why did you not stop me? Why did you not stop anyone else? You say you recognize me and that you want to check to see if I have a warrant.
I feel like that's not legal.
And then you have
I'm not a lawyer
or
a cop, but I feel like there needs to be probable cause for you to approach somebody.
And then you have people online just like, he should have just complied and he should have just kept his voice down. And why is he making such a scene?
So there's two, and like I said before we started recording, for black people, that's the fear response. Your fear response is that if I do everything right, if I follow the rules, if I just go along with what he says, I'm going to make it out of this alive and okay. It is. It's our fear response. We've been conditioned and trained to be afraid, to think, and be afraid of the police. I got pulled over last night, and my first response, besides, the fuck are you pulling me over for, was, okay, just grab my license, turn on, the camera so that I'm recording if anything goes wrong, because I'm on this dark as hell road. It's just me and my sister in this car, and there's this male cop pulling us over, and anything could happen, and nobody's gonna know. So, the fear response is just do what he says. For the non-black people who are responding, that's just that bullshit straw man argument that they try to use. Whereas, oh God, if he had just listened, the cop wouldn't have shot him. Explain to me, I'm always going to come back to this. What did Tamir Rice do wrong? Was he given the chance to listen to the cop before he was shot?
We all know what he did wrong. He stood up when he saw the car.
Right, as a child.
Like, you're not supposed to stand up when you see a cop car pull up in front of you because, you're just supposed to wait for them to come around and say, oh, hey, stand up, do this, do that. Bam, bam. Either way, he probably would have got shot.
Definitely.
And that's how sad it is. Like, no matter what, he could have complied. He could have had a chance to comply.
He was a child.
And he still would have died.
He was a child. There's this all could have been avoided had the fucking officer not been an asshole. But yeah, and this Baltimore cop, he seems like an asshole. No offense. Sorry. I'm additionally a little, there's always that whole, his partner's with him, right? The cop has a partner with him.
Oh, yeah, because what was it? Because the guy was, the gentleman that was being harassed had his fiance or his wife, whatever, recording, and he was like, nah, we're recording this, we're getting his information, we're doing this, we're doing that. And his partner, who it looks like was writing something down in a notepad, was like, oh, he's probably recording this too.
So, didn't Baltimore get sued for the Freddie Gray incident?
Yes.
Wasn't
yes,
one
did.
of the changes that they were supposed to make was that their body cams have to be on at all times?
Why, yes, I believe it is so.
So probably recording doesn't sound like definitely recording. Doesn't sound like that body cam is on at all times. You might want to look into that.
Sounds to me like someone might be trying to get away with a lot of shit.
Huh, yeah. Because, like, if I was a police officer and literally the only thing I had to do was make sure that this stupid camera I'm wearing on my shoulder is on at all times, it would be, as a CYA, to make sure that nobody could come at me and say that I did something wrong, that camera would be on all day. You would see me drinking my coffee. You would see me blowing my nose. You would hear me coughing and sneezing or whatever else.
My scaredy self would have damn body cam on. I might have had like a little recording device and a pen that would have been in my pocket on at all times.
Literally, it would be like
Oh,
Kingsman.
the camera battery died. Guess what? I have an audio recording.
Right. It would be like Kingsman.
Like,
here's this pen that's also a camera and also a gun. Here's this umbrella that records everything. Like, I would be
and
so...
shoot shotgun shells.
Yes. Because it would be like, I don't ever want you to have a reason to come to me and say, I didn't do what I was supposed to do correctly.
Because what you're not supposed to do is you're not supposed to just grab some random person that you think you've seen before and just say, hey, you look like you
Without
should have
probable
a warrant.
cause.
Yeah, without probable cause.
Unless this gentleman, like I said, was doing something
no one called the police
illegal.
on him. It's just, I see you, you look familiar, I'm going to stop you real quick.
Living while black. You can't walk into the store
Living
anymore.
while black, breathing while black, walking while black.
You can't even shop while black. I mean, we've known this, though. How many times you go into the store and somebody follows you around?
Oh, please. I like to pick up stuff and then put them in different places when I follow
That's petty.
them.
That's petty because now the employee has to, the good employees have to pick that up. But yeah, I mean, I've had it. You go into, especially when you go into a certain level of store and, you know, they're very quick to, I did this in the DC area recently. I went into this store whose products I like. I actually have one of their items. I've bought my sister one of their items. I really like their stuff. But, like, I walked into the store, and you could clearly see that, like, the girl was kind of following me.
What is she doing here? Why is she here? She doesn't belong here.
Right. It was this whole, and...
You don't have money to afford shit in here.
And it was definitely, and I even walked past another one of their stores in another part of DC, and they had a security guard who was watching all the people go in and out. And he only moved, I watched, when the black couple walked through. Like, I don't understand. What can we do?
But hey, there's nothing wrong. It's just our imagination.
I mean, no, don't kneel. Don't kneel because you feel like we're being treated unjustly.
There's another way to protest.
Right. How else can I protest?
Tell me.
Actually, you know what? There is another way to protest. You take my money, and I'm going to take it from your stuff. And I'm going to start supporting my own.
Because I hate the narrative. Back to the NFL real quick. I also hate the narrative of, oh, these guys have money. What are they complaining about?
Well, that's
They're
like the
not
actors.
complaining about themselves. What the hell?
No, that's like the whole actors shouldn't have political views. You still live in this country.
I still pay taxes. If I still pay taxes, guess what? My ass will still have an opinion on
It's not about whether you pay taxes or not.
You're
You still live in this country. Its laws and its bylaws and its rules and its guidelines still affect you no matter how wealthy you are. Additionally, let's sidebar, most of those NFL players didn't come from money.
Pretty much.
So they know. They know what the world is outside of this cushion that they're in right now.
And they also know how hard it is to get to the cushion. So guess what? They want to make sure that everyone has equal rights.
Yep.
Why? So you don't have to feel like your only shot is this 1 in a million chance.
Literally,
of getting to one spot.
let's just be clear. It is a 1 in a million chance that your Tyrone, John, James, whoever you want to call him, is going to become an NFL superstar.
I mean, it's a 1 in a million shot with a lot of things you do. Even with this right here, with this podcast.
I mean, yeah,
it's
there's a 1 in a million shot
that will be like this big successful media entity
that will, or
like,
anything
not,
that will
so
even have more than 5 followers.
So that's why we're not quitting this. That's why we're not quitting our jobs, and we're not doing stupid shit because this is everything. We'll pour everything into it. No, you have to have backup plans. And all these guys are trying to point out is it's so unfair that it's hard to have a backup plan because you might not live long enough to actually even try to execute your main plan.
I mean, I think they're also just saying that, like, they just want to be able to live their life. I mean,
I mean, other than,
I
having
just
their
wanna be
pants
able-
sagging down to their knees, just let them walk.
I just want to be able to know that, and like my experience last night ended well, thankfully. I got no ticket, because I wasn't doing anything wrong, I'd like to sidebar and say. But all we want is the, I guess the comfort of knowing that this experience will not end with me dying on the street and becoming another statistic.
I just want to know that it's just a routine pullover, and I shouldn't feel the need of, I'm automatically going to have to record this.
Yep.
Not because I've done anything wrong, but just in case they do something they're not supposed to do.
Yep.
I want to have faith that the person that is there to serve and protect will serve and protect.
Well, this Baltimore cop was neither protecting nor serving, because I don't understand at any point.
He was serving up a headache.
I mean, he was... Yeah, he was serving up some stress, but, like, he wasn't protecting anybody. They weren't a threat. This man even said, I'm out with my fiancé shopping. And here's the other thing. Let's, again, going on sort of the devil's advocate, if you've seen him before because he's committed a crime, there is a chance he'll probably do it again. Bide your time. Stop being petty.
It's like you stalk
Grow
him
the fuck
catch
up.
him into the goddamn store.
Seriously.
So just stalk him anywhere else.
To go back to his partner, they talk all the time about how not all cops are corrupt and there are good cops. So his partner had the opportunity to say to him, before this whole interaction even started, you know what, that's okay. We'll just wait. We'll watch and wait, and if he does something, we'll be here. But we'll go about our day and do the rest of the shit that we have to do.
Like, I'm not going to
I'm not going to harass a random person.
My day trying to figure out if someone has a warrant.
His partner decided that he was going to go have his back and stand by him while he harassed a random person
that blue wall of
in
silence.
the store. Wasted time after time
and he
after time.
actually dry snitched on the whole body cam thing.
Right, and he snitched. But you had the opportunity to be better. And you had the opportunity to make that person who you work with, if not learn something, you at least had the opportunity to stop them from being a piece of shit. One time.
Because as long as that's your partner, guess what?
You're going down with him.
Yep, if some shit goes down and they say your partner did this, then guess what? You're automatically looked at in the same category as him. They find out your partner's corrupt, guess what? People are going to be looking at you like,
they sure
he
will.
was probably corrupt with him. You can't spend that much time with someone and not rub off on them.
Yep. So, it's a twofold of bullshit. You got the cop who is crossing boundaries left, right, and center. You've got his partner who's not brave enough or smart enough, who knows, to say, you know what, not today, Satan. We're going to go about patrol and mind our own business.
And this is where I'll give the partner a little devil's advocate, because I do remember back a couple years ago, there was actually a Baltimore police officer where he reported, I think, to Internal Affairs or someone, that he felt some of the officers in his precinct were doing some dirty shit. He didn't get shot, but basically he was getting harassed so much. Him and his family were getting harassed so much, he quit. He quit.
No, there was
Baltimore,
one recently too, though.
I don't know about that one. But
he snitched on some of the police officers in Baltimore, and I believe they're saying it was either a suicide or a suspicious death, but he was up to testify, I believe, against some of his corrupt.
No, he murdered him. Mm-hmm. That's
of
murder
course.
right there.
So yeah, I get that might be his fear, but you got to do better.
Yeah, you can't. You got to be the change.
Yep. You got to try.
Not to be all cliche.
No, I mean, it's not a cliche, though, when it has some actual truth to it. You have to be, if you don't want people to think that all cops are shit, you have to be part of the change to change that narrative. It's literally that easy.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of narratives, though.
Or harassment, though.
Harassment. Can we talk about Star Wars and Kelly Marie Tran?
I don't know a lot about it. I just know the basic of she was getting harassed on social media.
For the uninitiated,
got rid of her IG.
Kelly Marie Tran was the absolutely adorable Rose Tico in the newest Star Wars movie.
The Last Jedi.
Thank you. I forgot the name for a minute. Now look, as a longtime Star Wars fan, my mom inducted me very early into the franchise and into the fandom. I get where people might have had some issues with this current movie's story.
It tried some new things.
It tried some new things.
And it didn't work.
And it's not for everybody.
And also there's that casino scene that just felt totally unnecessary.
That whole casino storyline, I totally get. It felt unnecessary. It also felt kind of like you sidelined a character that everybody wanted to see. for some foolishness. I could give two rats' ass about Kylo Ren and his white man crybaby bullshit. This is literally a case. He is literally a case in the movies of, I'm super privileged. I had everything I ever wanted, but I felt like mommy and daddy didn't love me enough. So when the crazy man in the corner started whispering in my ear, I decided he liked me more. And I was going to turn against everything I was raised to believe and be a piece of shit. I don't care. I see that every day on the news.
That just sounds like Hayden Christensen Jr.
Oh, Anakin Skywalker? Yeah, it is.
No, not even Anakin, just Hayden Christensen Jr. Like, I feel like the movies I know Hayden Christensen in the best, Star Wars and Life is a House.
Oh, Life is a House is such a good movie.
They're the same character.
They are the same character.
They're the same character.
They are, which is probably why I like Life is a House. But, yeah, I could care less about Kylo Ren's storyline. I did want to know more about Finn. You gave me this whole, I was taken from my family as a baby and raised and indoctrinated into this whole belief system, and yet I'm one of the few who stepped out. That's a story. But
one of the few, he might be the soul.
he might be the sole one. We don't know, though. Like, you've hinted, but you don't know. So, yeah, I can see where storyline people might have had an issue. But two things. Kelly Marie Tran, number one, did not write the goddamn story.
She just has a job.
She just has a job. It is just her job. The second one, you don't harass people if you don't like the shit that comes out of the movie. You do not harass the actors. You do not harass the writers. It's...
As a male, because I feel like more than likely it was probably more predominantly male. I'm going to say this.
And it was also super race-based and gender-based.
I'm going to say this as a black male. With all the shit that my people have to go through, a movie is not that fucking serious.
But it is. To those old white, and they are predominantly old white boy fans, oh my God, this is Finn alone. Because when John Boyega got cast as Finn, I remember, because I followed him on Instagram forever. I can remember seeing the comments in his Instagram. They were the most disgusting people.
In such a large galaxy, lo and behold,
a black man exists.
Black people.
An Asian person exists.
Did you see Childish Gambino on Saturday Night Live? Did you see any of his skits? So he does a skit.
I'm in bed by the time Saturday Night Live comes on. I'm old.
You can watch it on YouTube. That's how I saw it. So he does this one skit as Lando.
Oh wait, no, I have seen that one. Yeah. Where they're in like the conference hall. And there's only three of them.
Yeah, conference hall.
I lied. I have seen that one.
For all the black characters in the Star Wars
universe. It's him
universe,
and Keenan and Leslie Dawson.
Four people. It was like four. It was Lando. It was some made up Leslie Jones character. It was some other made up black guy.
And like an alien.
And it was also Kenan Thompson was playing what's his name? Forrest Whitaker from Rogue One. That Saw Gerrera dude. And then he was just like, in honor of all the black people who have died before us in this galaxy, Mace Windu. That is all.
I mean,
what is it? We're on. So what? Original 3 trilogy. Two of the new trilogy, Solo, Rogue One. So, I mean, if you want to count the animated Clone Wars,
there's at least 12 to 13 films 11, and forms of media.
11 movies, like 5 black people.
Also, dozens of books.
Yeah,
maybe 5 black people.
Like, get over it.
But they then, and I don't know. I'm guessing you didn't follow her on Instagram, which I didn't, but I would.
On Instagram.
But I didn't, but I would pop into her post because I remember when she got cast, it was a big thing because she was the first Asian lead in the Star Wars franchise. So I went to her Instagram. You have never seen somebody so positive and so excited, and you got the feeling from.
She was more positive than Kara Crush Mondays. I love my Kara. I did follow her on Instagram.
She and Arden Cho probably are on the same level of positivity because I follow Arden. But you truly got the feeling that Kelly Marie Tran was, in the best sense of the word, a nerd. She was into all that weird fandom stuff. You got the feeling she went to the conventions. She got, the special edition things.
Out of all the people harassing her, she was actually one of you.
Right. She was one of you. And she was so excited to be a part of this franchise. And she was so happy. And it literally, you could tell that this, for her, was,
everything.
Everything. And it's kind of I don't know. It's kind of I can't think of somebody else. Certain actors, though, who get that dream role. Let's go back to her own castmates. It's like John Boyega. There's a story he tells when he got cast in Star Wars where they told him, don't tell anybody. The first thing he did was tell the cab driver, I'm in Star Wars. I'm going to be in Star Wars. He was so excited. He collects the dolls and the toys. He's that kind of nerd.
Yeah.
So it's a dream thing. I don't understand how that hurt somebody. Some neckbeard in his fucking basement decided that she wasn't, and here's what it is. My personal opinion is a few
they're more
things.
into the movies than sex.
No. If she was sexy,
it
would have been different.
No, I'm talking about the nerds.
No. I'm saying these nerds, if she had been in the Princess Leia gold bikini, it'd be a different story. They would have been like, oh, I can see her as a sex figure. I might be able to one day have sex with a woman like that. Spoiler alert, fuck no. We know when you're a fucking creep. We're not going to do that.
The sad part is, if you have an open mind and you just go to the conventions and not be a weirdo, I hear from certain people that go to those conventions that it's a whole bunch of hot females.
You mean
there
if you treat
that
us
will
like
give
human,
you a chance.
if you treat us like human beings and stop being gatekeepers? I hate fandom gatekeepers. I don't understand why I have to prove what level of fan I am. I'm a fan. I want to know more. I want to be part of this. Why do I have to reach a certain threshold of, do you know the secret password?
It's like my attraction or my willingness to be your friend is based all on your knowledge of this one, one thing.
There's that whole bullshit. Do you know the secret password that Luke Skywalker used to do this? No, but do you?
Unless I'm playing trivia for money, I don't care.
Right? Does it matter?
All I know is the lightsaber turns on, someone gets sliced.
Does it lessen the fact that I enjoyed the movie and the story and the characters? Does that take away from that?
I don't have time to dig deep into shit the way some of these people do.
I mean,
you can't tell me I can't tell you what planet Rey was on. I don't know where Tatooine is. Where is Tatooine? Was that where Anakin was racing the little pod thingies? I think
so. I don't know.
See,
I can't remember.
I can't remember anything.
I mean, I just cannot. And then
that's why I can't remember Game of Thrones characters.
You know, the fact that they also added the race aspect into it. Look, I don't know what kind of... I know that there's that whole submissive Asian trope out there, which is some bullshit. Just like there's that whole angry black woman trope out there, it's some bullshit. We are all, no matter what color we are, multifaceted, multidimensional people. We have more than one emotion, more than just saying, oh, yes, thank you. Or, oh, no, thank you.
And also, in a galaxy far, far away, it is safe to assume that most of these people of different ethnicities that are on these planets might have not come from Earth.
Right? Wait, isn't the whole thing, too, that they, came from different planets?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Everyone keeps treating, you treat the human characters like everyone's come from the exact same place.
Right, and...
No, they come from different planets, galaxies away.
The idea that this girl felt so, this woman felt so uncomfortable with what was her job. This is her job. Whether you like the storyline or not, whether you like the character or not, she gets a paycheck to do this and she's going to do it to the best of her ability. That people felt so comfortable harassing her about it and degrading her that she had to leave the internet for it, that's some bullshit. And y'all got to do better. And I'd like to, props to the...
I hope that all the shit that comes out afterwards would just sorely disappoint so they can just stay in the basement even
prequel
more.
Version? No, because they did the same thing to Jake Lloyd when he was cast as young Anakin. They harassed a child because he didn't fit your idea of what young Darth Vader would be. Who the fuck are you? Are you George Lucas?
Get a video camera and make your own version.
They did. You didn't see the clip for the one with
I'm just saying, if somehow 50 Shades can turn into an entire movie franchise based off of Twilight fan fiction, then you
Master of the Universe.
Then you can start your own little franchise based off of Star Wars fan fiction.
They did. There was a whole master cut that somebody took the time to make of The Force Awakens where they cut out or changed the Rey scenes to make her seem a little more less like the main character. I believe they took out her and Finn, and it was more of a Kylo Ren master cut. If that's what you want to do with your life, do it. But do it privately.
It was
just him.
Like a 10-minute movie of him just sabering machines to death because he wasn't getting his way.
I guess so.
Because I feel like that's all he did in the movie.
And
tell me where the map is. No.
You're totally entitled to your opinion on the movies too, because I will admit, I wasn't in love with The Last Jedi. I got that it was telling a story. I wasn't in love with it. I could have used so much more Oscar Isaac.
I just told people I felt like I liked The Last Jedi because as much as I did like The Force Awakens, I feel like The Force Awakens was kind of fanfare for people who have already seen the movies and love the movies, and kind of a reintroduction for people who've never seen the movies and who probably won't go back to watch the originals.
Right, which I don't blame them for, because it had been a fair amount of years between. There was a whole,
decades.
Yeah, officially decades.
Yeah, and so that's why I didn't mind The Last Jedi, because I was just like, it's something a little different.
It was. It wasn't a rehash of A New Hope, or it was a whole different kind of story.
No matter what you say, I still say I like the fact that with The Last Jedi, Snoke was able to connect two people's minds without ever meeting one of them. Not even knowing where they were. You know how strong you would probably have to be?
In the Force.
That's some Professor Xavier shit right there. You'd have to be Luke
Skywalker. Luke Skywalker did it.
That's hella impressive.
Or Yoda.
You have a weak mind. I'm in your mind. You met this girl before. I'm going to use your mind to find this girl, even though no one knows where she is. How the fuck do you do that?
I don't know. For me personally,
I just like that part.
I enjoy all of the new characters. I enjoy
I enjoyed the new characters in the first movie. This one right here, I felt like they could have done a little more to build up. I felt like they could have done more to build up Finn. I felt like they could have done more.
I felt like his story with Rose was definitely a sideline story, and I felt bad because I feel like there could have been something that they did with the two of them that was much more.
I felt like they wanted to make it like. I felt like they wanted to make it like a Han Leia side story.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work on the same level, and not because
here's
they don't
the
have
other thing.
chemistry.
If you harassed her,
the way it's in there just doesn't
sidebar
fit.
Though, if you harassed Kelly Marie Tran because you felt like she was becoming between your ship for this movie of either Finn Ray or Finn Poe, get a fucking life. It's just, they're not real. You can ship.
Write fan fiction.
Right, just write fan fiction. Literally just write fan fiction. AO3 exists. Write your fan fiction to your heart's content. Do not harass the actress or the actors.
All you gotta do is find some Supernatural fans. You can see all their fan fictions for the brothers being together.
I mean, and I'd like to also say though, props to actresses like Candace Patton, who I don't watch The Flash, but I know she's gotten a lot of shit for being black and being Iris West. Props to her for calling out their bullshit and having her back. Same with women like Gabrielle Union and all of the other, Mark Hamill himself.
Oh yeah, came to her defense. I did read that.
Props to all of these people who are saying, look, you can be a fan and you can have discussions and disagreements or not like something.
Props for grown people saying it's not that serious.
Right, but it's literally not that serious. It's television. And I'm a fan. Trust me, I'm one of those. I am a fan who reads the fan fiction and looks at the fan art and watches all those weird things. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm not ashamed. But I'm also not up there on Instagram saying, oh my God, you didn't do this character the way I thought you should, so I hope you go die in a corner. Like, don't you have better things to do? Hey, sidebar, Puerto Rico still needs money, food, water, electricity. You could spend your time helping them.
Fine. Only like 60-something people died so far.
Oh, only 60? I thought it was more like 6,000. Guatemala
like
still
68.
has an active volcano going off. They've lost a lot of people. You could donate your time to them. There's multiple things that you could be doing. Hawaii is still under...
You can be a good human being.
Right. You can use your time and energy for better purposes.
In 2018, we are over here trying to tell people that they can be better human beings.
But like this, it was just one of those things where I saw the story and I was just like, I cannot believe that we're still at this point where fans can't tell the difference between the actor and the role that they're playing. It's like you said, it's 2018.
I still can't believe it's to the point where people act like every movie is going to be perfect, and you just can't accept that some movies aren't going to meet your expectations.
Right, no movie's perfect.
Like I saw Justice,
except for the first Jurassic Park.
I saw Justice League. I'm not going to go ahead and bash everyone in Justice League because I thought it was a bad movie.
I didn't see Justice League, but it wasn't on my.
I'm just like whatever. Hopefully, someone else in the future gets it right.
I mean,
that's all you can really say.
Why do you think we've had 3 Spider-Mans in the past 20 years? We've been trying to get it right. I think we came pretty close with the current one.
Oh no, we're there.
I think Tom Holland's pretty much got that.
I told, especially on the Blur perspective, the other podcast, me, Sirius, and Blank Man do. I believe we said that where we were like, Toby was a good Peter, but I didn't really like the Spider-Man. Yeah. Andrew was more of like
a good Spider-Man.
Andrew was too cool to be Peter Parker, but he was great as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Tom does both.
Tom has the perfect mix of you're kind of a nerd, and I kind of want to just poke you.
But I can see cool things about you, but you're still a nerd.
Yeah. It's a good mix.
Yeah,
I mean,
it works very well.
No movie is going to please everybody, and, you know, you're allowed to have a different opinion. What you're not allowed to do is then harass somebody to the point of, I think she got death threats at some point, which, like, if you're sitting up there
I believe it.
up on Reddit making a death threat, I need you to please find your chill, find your peace, find your God, whatever.
Threatened to blow up Chipotle because they didn't have a particular type of protein in stock. So yes, I believe people will threaten to kill an actress because they don't like her in the movie.
You are going to get salmonella and get the shits at Chipotle anyway, so I don't even know why you're bothering. Secondly, it's not even real Mexican food.
That's VA and out west. Like, so Chinese food is not real Chinese food, and yet there's a carry out on every corner.
It's not. There's a whole Stuff You Missed in History podcast about that tells you how they bastardized their food to make it palatable to the white American taste. But, like, you know, you still don't have to threaten people over it. It's not that serious.
It's never that serious.
And,
there's no reason why this poor girl or woman should at any point feel like, A, her life is in danger, or B, that she just has a whole bunch of people thinking that she can't do anything right.
Or that she can't do her
based
job.
Off of a movie.
Like, this is her job.
You don't take away someone's dream like that in that type of fashion, especially when it's over the entire tone of the movie and not just that one person.
And I mean, this is not all.
This isn't the NBA where you can say, J.R. Smith, why the fuck did you run with the ball with 4 seconds left, thinking someone's going to call a timeout? You can't point the finger at one person.
Well, and also you just can't harass people like that.
Yeah, you can't harass them. You can't point the finger at one person. And
you watch The Flash. I think we need to, you can see Candace Patton gets a lot of hate. I think we need to get to the point where we recognize that.
My wife already knows that Candace Patton's on Bay list.
You can dislike something without being a jerk about it. You can. And especially to the person doing the role. I don't like certain shows, the way certain shows have done certain characters. I do not then get up on my social media, what limited ones I have, and harass them. It's just not okay. It's not cute. And almost all of you old school Star Wars fans are too fucking old to be doing this. Sorry. Let's be real.
Not almost, pretty much all of them.
I mean, pretty much all of them.
If you're above the age of 20, you're too old for that shit.
I think if you're above the age of 16, if you can drive a car legally,
like,
you're too old for this.
Like, if you are old enough to have been told, treat people the way you would like to be treated, you're too old.
I mean, yeah, if you're not 7.
Like 7, they had that up in kindergarten.
They did. Like, it's just ridiculous. But
shame. I need that Game of Thrones. Shame.
With the bell?
Shame.
I've never seen that season. I told you, I stopped after the Purple Wedding.
Oh, man. Wait, the Red Wedding?
No, the Purple Wedding.
Yeah, look, man. All these major events that have been given names in Game of Thrones, you can remind me, but just saying them off names, it's not going to work for me.
Stopped after the Purple Wedding.
The only thing I remember is that when Joffrey died?
Yeah.
Okay, see, that I got it. I'm like, how many weddings have I actually seen?
And then I think I saw. This is not a spoiler, right? Because it's been years.
I mean, if it's a spoiler for you, then once again, shame.
I saw Sansa get arrested, and that was about it. And then I was like, you know what? It's just not for me anymore. Click, click, click. Found a new show.
It's not too late. It's never too late. It's almost done anyway.
On a personally, like, Game of Thrones is one of those things that's on my list. There's a little too much sexual violence for me to feel comfortable with. So, no. And yeah, it was a struggle to get through the first 2-3 seasons where I was like, oh, did he just shoot her with those
you're
arrows?
You're probably not going to watch the prequel then that HBO's already ordered.
No.
Maybe you should watch Westworld.
I thought about Westworld, but I really thought about Westworld too.
Newton.
I like Tandy Newton. I like Evan Rachel Wood.
And I like Tessa Thompson.
I like James Marsden.
I can't wait till Sorry to Bother You comes out. I'm definitely going to see that like day one.
Who else is in that? James Marsden.
That old Hispanic dude that I can never remember his name, but he's like in everything. You know, he played the little smart dude in the Hunger Games. Yeah.
He's local. He's from this area.
Oh.
I forget his name, but he's local. I only know that because somebody that I know vaguely, like, knows him. So, you know.
Yeah, I remember that. It's just like, yeah, I remember when I used to work somewhere and one of the girls that worked there said that Chris Brown was her cousin. You know, I know about him through somebody that knows something.
You know about him through somebody who knows somebody. You know, it's that 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, we're not at that level where it was like, yeah, I know so-and-so. I want to get to that level.
But I mean, like, if somebody could get me, I don't know. You know
Fans,
what?
get us to that level.
Wait, you know what? Seeing how Kelly Marie Tran was treated, I don't know if I want to get to that level. Can I be just below that level? Where I'm just like a side character?
You
can be at that level.
You know Sirius and Phenom have baseball bats in the trunk for you?
I don't need a fucking baseball bat. I will get up there and just, verbally obliterate you. But
you know me. Sometimes just a random act of violence makes me feel better.
Well, we all know me. I'm probably not going to pay attention to it anyway. I'll miss it. Be like, what?
She's like, what just happened? Nothing?
Be like,
why
what?
are your knuckles bruised? No reason.
Also, it would be like, I'm sorry, did you just call me a bitch? What? Is that what you really wanted to waste your time doing? You would get a whole lesson as to why that's not okay.
You don't want a lesson from her.
You know, I just like to know things, and I like to share that knowledge. I believe in that. Knowledge is power. Speaking of power...
That's all you gotta do. Make one jump into traffic.
It's true. Speaking of power, can we talk about, are we going to talk about the next one?
What, our former president?
One of our former presidents, not the most recent one.
Like 3 presidents back?
Like 3 presidents back, and his remarks where he states that he does not owe the intern that he had sex with any sort of apology.
Hold on. For anyone who can't read between the lines, even after what Brown just said, we're speaking of Bill Clinton.
We are speaking of Bill Clinton.
Sometimes I've noticed that just context clues don't work for people.
That's very true. Bill Clinton feels that I guess he was asked if he would apologize to Monica Lewinsky for how things went down during his impeachment process. It wasn't a relationship, right? I mean, we were young. So I don't think it was a relationship.
I mean, it wasn't a relationship. It was literally just a horny dude who...
Man in power.
Yeah, a horny man in power.
Who decided that young intern was where he wanted to go.
Yes, and I will say that when it comes to situations involving infidelity, if the person on the other side of the veil does know that the person that they're sleeping with is married or in a relationship, then yes, there is blame for that person as well.
Oh yeah, no, but it definitely takes 2 to tango.
When you have that type of power structure set up, because let's face it, it don't get no more powerful than the president of the United States. What do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are a lot of people who would be hard pressed to be honest and say, yeah, no, my boss couldn't force me to do things.
That's a damn lie. If I had a female boss and I thought that she liked me and I thought I could keep my job or maybe move ahead.
I mean, even if you didn't think she liked you, if you thought that it would protect your paycheck, there's a lot of things that people will do for a paycheck.
Man, I can't tell you how many people I've seen at a current place of employment where they've kind of subtly hinted that the reason why they are where they are is because they, quote unquote, played the game.
Yeah, I mean, look, like you said, infidelity is some bullshit. I always come down on the side of, there's always that whole, it's the other woman's fault. No, your husband also knew he had to be honest to you.
That shit gets on my nerves.
So,
how you find out someone's cheating, your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband
and you always want to blame the other person.
You go for the person they're cheating with, even if the person didn't even know. Yep. You go straight for their neck. No,
you go for the person.
Both parties.
Go for both parties because, look.
And then go for the one who's closest to you the most.
Right. And especially if you didn't know and you're cheating, if you didn't know that the person you're in a relationship with, because it happens, we're in a relationship with someone and they're such a good liar, you don't know that they're in bed with somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, people have gotten away with extra spouses.
Extra families. It happens. But, in this case, obviously, both parties knew that he was in a relationship. There was no way around it. He campaigned with his family. She worked with his family. But, yeah, he also had the balance of power, and the argument is that she was an adult, and she could say no at any time. And I think in light of recent events and recent times, we're starting to realize that you really can't. When that person controls your ability to move forward in the world, especially as an intern, like a White House intern, you go through a background check. You go through stuff to get to that position because you want to move up in that field, or you at least want to network with people who can help you. So who's going to say no? I mean, to be fair, though, if the current president came to me and said, hey, you need to do this for me, I would literally walk into traffic before I let that happen. You can shoot me, please. Because, oh, my God, no. But
my response would be, I am a boy. Go find your wife.
I mean, I don't know if they even have sex anymore. They're both like two dead robots, dead behind the eyes.
I keep trying to tell everybody, Melania is a LMD. She's a life model decoy off of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 4. The real Melania is stashed somewhere in some hibernation chamber. That's why she was gone for like a month. She's just
dead inside. Her soul is just,
trying to tell you, life model decoys don't have souls.
But
they just didn't program her right.
Yeah, I don't know per se, because again, we were young when Bill Clinton and Monica happened. So all I know is the backlash and growing up in a world after that, where you don't, it became a thing. You don't have sex with your boss. That's not cute. You don't, a position of power, that power play dynamic, it has a lot of sway. I don't know if he...
Yeah, because sometimes even if you don't do it, I mean, that can mess you up even more.
Right.
It was a '90s movie with Michael Douglas and Demi Moore when she was his boss and she came on to him. At one point they were kissing and they were about to do something, but he stopped it.
Yep.
And since that happened, she was using her power to just try to F his life up.
I mean, you kind of see it in
I'm sorry, your glasses, when the light hits it a certain way, the little thingy right here looks like it's disappeared. I'm like, what the fuck?
You kind of see it in even episodes of current shows where they kind of play with that power dynamic. Like, I'm rewatching New Girl, or actually watching for the first time all of New Girl. And there's the moment where he's kind of into Schmidt and his boss.
Oh, yeah.
And he wants to sleep with her. And I mean, it's consensual for both of them. It's made clear. But it's also kind of a moment where you're like, he probably wouldn't say no. He probably couldn't say no. He's the only man in his office.
It's I want to, but then at the same time, I also know even if I didn't want to, I would probably be fucked if I didn't.
Yep.
It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
And not even in a sexual way. You have that job, I don't know. I worked food service as a teenager. Mm-hmm. And your boss would be like, hey, go clean the toilets. And you're thinking to yourself, fuck no, do I want to clean up somebody's shit all through this public restroom, because somebody's been gross in here. But because it's your job and they're your boss, you're not going to turn around and say, the fuck I won't.
Fuck you, do it yourself.
Instead, you go, yeah, okay, I got that. And you whine and bitch and moan about it while you're doing it, and you hate it every single time. But you do it because you want that paycheck and you need that job.
Hell to the yeah.
I can't say how, I know she's spoken about it in recent years and implied that maybe it was a lot of the reason that she did do it, Monica, was the pressure.
I mean, the pressure, you could be allured a little bit by the power.
Right, and she was drawn in by the power.
Powerful people, it's like magnetism. Sometimes they just draw you in. That's why I said sometimes.
Some of them.
It draws you in sometimes.
Because, I mean, I look at some of these world leaders and I'm like, who is sleeping with you?
Because there's some people with the power who's just like...
And not just our world leader, other countries too, where I look at them and I go, you have children? With who? Did you pay them? Because who is sleeping with you? You look like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Or you like to ride horses shirtless in the winter, and it's weird.
I don't know why, as soon as you said Pillsbury Doughboy, for some reason, I'm just picturing, some beautiful chick standing next to Jabba the Hutt.
Yes, much like that. Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm thinking of right now.
That's kind of how it is. But, she's spoken in recent years about how some of it was the allure, some of it was that she felt like she had to do this. I don't know what kind of apology he could give. It would be more, I think, that people are looking for Bill Clinton to say, look, I abused the power I had at this moment in time, and I shouldn't have.
Yeah, because at this point, an apology is not going to do anything. Because even at my job, they were talking about this a little bit, and the CNN anchors was just like, at this point, she probably wouldn't even want an apology.
Right.
The only real perfect time to apologize would have been at the very beginning
when
of this.
She was getting dragged through the mud, and they were calling her a whore and a slut and a homewrecker and all other sorts of things. Yeah. I think at this point, just acknowledgement that maybe you crossed some lines. And I don't want to give Bill Clinton he was young thing, because what is he? He was in his 40s at the time, I believe. So he was a fucking grown-ass man. But yeah, just acknowledgement that you overstepped your boundaries and that you recognize that was not acceptable is all you need to say. Anything else that you decide to add out of your mouth,
show that you've grown a little bit. That's it.
And which is sad because, again, we don't get the opportunity to grow late. We grow so early.
Oh no, what we do, first impression dictates everything for us.
We grow so early. We are adults before we are even teenagers.
Yeah, I was like, will we do it 10? Oh my God, you see that
10,
with us forever.
7, depending on how tall you are. Your growth, your adulthood starts early if you're a person of color, and for most, as long as you're a brown person of color, because Asian people get that they're childlike until forever. They get the opposite end of the spectrum.
They do be having young faces though.
I mean, they do, but that's
have,
just
like, baby faces.
that's just genetics working in their favor.
Fresh off the boat sometimes. It's like,
I'm not
man,
mad.
you're like 16. You look like if you were shorter, you could probably still pass for like 12.
As somebody who does get that a lot, where even today I look younger than my age, you know, it's just good genetics.
Oh, believe me, I understand. All it takes for me is a little shave, and I'm like, God damn, my face.
For the record, I have like pigtails today, so I look like a child. And I'm short. It adds to it.
I never want to say anything.
No, it happens. Please. Up until recently, my job didn't know how old I was. They really thought I was very young.
Oh, man, I ran into a family member's ex yesterday, and she was like, how old are you? I was like, oh, I'll be 30 this year. She's like, God damn, I'm old.
Uh-huh. But I mean, yeah, just some acknowledgement that you've grown as a person, Bill Clinton, would have been way better. Now, would it have been as good a story as what you've got right now?
Oh, no.
Probably not.
No. And that's what it is. You want, like, people want the story. People would rather have the story, because if you just do what should actually be a natural, common courtesy, a decent thing.
Which is to say, I fucked up.
People don't care. Yeah.
I fucked up.
It's what is it? Charlemagne says, people don't care about the truth when the lie is more entertaining, and people aren't going to care about you doing the right thing when you can flip the narrative a little bit and make it.
I care about the truth.
I mean,
I think
we're supposed to, but
I think as we're
don't.
going, I guess as we call it with the Me Too movement, I think as that continues to move and to grow, more and more people are starting to care about the truth, because. Let's be honest, we could have ignored this whole Bill Clinton thing. Everybody could have, not just us, but everybody, because it happened so long ago. It happened almost 20 years ago.
Oh, no, bump that. They wasn't forgetting that, because they was ready to get Kobe out of here for winning the Oscar.
I mean, one could argue that the only reason he got off was for, there were reasons that Kobe got off.
I mean, one could also argue that there were things that didn't make the story look all that great as well, and so sometimes it's about reasonable doubt.
Yes, that's what our justice system is for. But, which that's a whole other discussion as to how that needs to be revamped. But especially because I feel like if a poor black man had been in Kobe's position, he would not have been given the same benefit of the doubt or benefit of any reasonable doubt at all. His name and his sway really did help in that situation. Same with Bill Clinton. If it was a poor white man, he might not have been given this same forgiveness train that he's on. Like,
black people look, all we had was OJ and Kobe. Let us have it.
Look, I mean, we have more. You just have to pay attention, and you should pay attention, because those are the people whose stories you want to know.
Well, I was speaking more so on what people would call their quote role models, unquote.
Right. No, I get that. I'm just saying you definitely want to pay attention to the people of color who use the legal system to especially if you believe that they're innocent, to their advantage. Because that's what you need to know. You need to know, how did you get that? How did you do that? What laws do I need to know to work for me? Like the one where if somebody calls the cops on you for living while black, you can turn around and be like, that is libel, slander, whatever the hell that law is, and sue their asses. Yep.
Slander. Libel.
It's like the malicious whatever tort. You can turn around and get their asses for that.
Oh yeah, that's harassment.
Yep.
That is harassment.
You need we need to know that.
If you can't do anything legally, you can still do. Criminally, you can still go civilly. Yep.
Civil court is everybody's best friend. Everybody should know that. They are a lot more likely to rule in your favor.
Yeah, but then sometimes even when they rule in your favor, it's kind of hard for you to get the money.
Right, because then you have the issue of the Supreme Court can overturn that at any time, and the Supreme Court of your state, not the Supreme Court of the country.
There's plenty of times where you could win a civil suit and still not get your money.
This is true. But then you do have at least the bragging rights of saying, I won. I was right. Doesn't pay you anything.
I was going to say, doesn't pay anything. You might have spent money just to get
Write
there.
That book. Write that book. I mean,
it's like,
speaking of money,
that win Judge Judy's.
I mean, I think Judge Judy, though, don't they make them pay? Because they get paid to be on the show.
I don't think they make them pay. I don't think they can make them pay.
Judge Judy lied to me. Speaking of money, though.
Last topic of the day.
Last topic of the day is... This one's more you than me.
It's Weezy. Yes, that's right. Weezy, Tunchi, Lil Wayne. As most people who listen to rap music know, he has been in a battle with Cash Money Records in order to recoup some money that he's owed, which it was, I believe, $50 million.
That's a lot of money to be owed.
Yeah, like I said, I think it was a mixture of like royalties and like money that he put up in advancement for records, producers, studio times, things like that. I just
can't imagine being like looking at my bank account and knowing that there's $50 million more that could be added to that. I think I would die.
Think about it like this. Not only could you think of there's money that's missing of that magnitude that should be there, think of the reason why that money is not there is because the person who is supposed to give me the money I look at as a father figure. And don't give me that. And I wish someone would give me that. I've taken care of you. I've done that. No, if you owe me money, give me my goddamn money.
I mean, I just can't imagine being like, oh, hey, son, I know there's $50 million I owe you. Let me just give you this IOU to hold on to for a few years.
I'll say, like, give me some, like, don't just flat out deny it. Why are we going to court about this in the first place?
Put me on a payment plan.
I was about to say, set up a payment plan or something. Give me like a meal every year or something.
Jesus. Instead of you.
It's more of you didn't even offer me anything as opposed to, because a lot of people are like, you don't know what goes on in the background behind the scenes. I don't have to know what goes on in the background behind the scenes because whatever it is, it wasn't good enough for Lil Wayne to say, bump it, I'm going to let this go. Until now, in which I believe the Universal Music Group, which Cash Money is under, which that's the record label that Lil Wayne was on, said, bump it, we're going to pay you. I believe they said the payment is $8 million or more. Like, there was no exact number.
That is a huge difference from $50 million. Like, where is that other $42 million at?
It's a huge difference, but you know what? I'd rather have $8 million than none million.
I mean, I ain't got no millions at all. So yeah, $8 million would be enough. But like, I think if you're at that level of wealth too, that Lil Wayne supposedly is, I don't know his bank account. You're still like, I'm missing my extra $42 million, and I need that.
He's not rich, but I mean, he's not.
I mean, also, doesn't he need that money for medical bills? Doesn't he have some medical issues? Like, come on now, help him out.
I think they say he's gotten a little bit better with that, but yeah, it's just the fact that someone that you see as your father, that you've called your dad,
your family.
Like
It's essentially his family stole from him.
A grown man that you, as a grown man, didn't mind kissing on the lips and letting the world see it.
I mean,
where the fuck is my money?
Essentially, your family stole from you.
Like, why am I? Like,
that is not an uncommon narrative. It's not an uncommon narrative.
It's not an uncommon narrative, but when it is to that, let's face it, family members have canceled other family members for a couple $100, maybe a couple $1,000.
For money? You mean just for slight?
I was like,
just because you didn't write me a letter.
Like, for millions? Like, props to them, because they talking about, even while this was going on, if they see each other in the club, they would still try to hang out and still try to act cordial.
I'm sorry, I might shoot you for $50 million.
They make it sound like, look, I got into an accident before with my car. Car totaled. I thought I was going to be able to sue the insurance company, the person that hit me. Couldn't do it because they didn't have insurance. Apparently, there's a thing where in our state we can sue our own insurance company. Yeah. So that's what I did.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I sued my own insurance company.
Huh.
And I got money off of it. A nice little chunk of change off of it.
Well, how come you were able to sue them? Is it because the other driver didn't have insurance?
No, it wasn't even because they didn't have any insurance. Because a claims adjuster that I know told me no, it's some type of Maryland law where in Maryland you can double dip.
Oh, because I know I've been told, just as an FYI to people, if you get in an accident and you exchange insurance information, you definitely call their insurance company first.
Yeah, you don't call yours.
Not yours.
No, you call theirs.
But they tell you, the insurance companies tell you, call us first if you get in an accident. No, thank you, Progressive. I will be calling whoever hit me.
No.
And if you
got into an accident in Maryland and you have your insurance in Maryland, not only could you sue the person that hit you, sue the insurance company of the person that hit you, you can sue your own insurance company.
But what's the basis for that?
I don't know. All I know is I sued, I got a nice little chunk of change, my insurance didn't go up.
That's actually really great. I
Like,
just
matter
found
of
out
fact,
my
the
insurance is
time-
going to go down this
I would
month.
say, and exactly around the time it was time for that renewal, guess what? My insurance actually went down a little bit. It did not go up.
Yeah, no, mine is going to go down because the friendly officer who pulled me over, friendly as in, sarcastic quotation marks,
Yeah.
he did let me know I have a great driving record, no points or anything. I'm going to make sure my insurance company knows that point from my one accident 3 years ago now
Gone.
is gone. Please drop my insurance another $100.
But yeah, I use that to say you can't be friendly like that. I don't know my insurance company, like, personally, so that's why I could do that shit when I found out that I was able to do it.
No.
You know this person personally. You grew up with this person. I'm not gonna be in the club with you when you owe me that type of money. We're not gonna be cool
Like
until
I
it's
said,
settled.
I might shoot you for $50 million.
Like,
Not to kill you, but like in the toe.
And
You
then
might lose
it's
that
just like,
pinky
you
toe.
wouldn't even give him little things. This is like, even like if Lil Wayne had just put the money aside, say, look, man, all I want, release me from my record deal and let me keep my last album, The Carter 5, which he hasn't put out yet. I was like, just do that then. If you're not going to give my money, give me my freedom.
I mean, but there's a few
And-
artists that have
that's the way
had
it
that
is.
issue where their record company won't release them.
And that's the way it is now.
Dr. Luke won't let Kesha go. That's why
Yep.
he's suing her for money. Because he feels like he's owed something for this last record that he had literally nothing to do with. What's her name? Let's take a throwback. JoJo. From
Get out
yes,
right now.
she had to do a whole separate release of her own album because her record company wouldn't release her. Record companies are like, it's like signing a contract with Satan.
Nowadays, really, I mean, if you can build your social media up by yourself, release your just get a publishing deal, find a distributor, and just do the shit yourself.
And make sure that you make sure that you get like your copyrights for all of your songwriting credits and everything. But I mean, then you end up
do
with
your copyrights.
Then you
send
also
emails to yourself or
end up
something.
with an influx of like mumble rappers who also the same.
All I want is pills, Gucci, and a gang.
And I don't understand half your song. Or mumble singers, because like I love her, but Ariana Grande, enunciate just a little bit. Please help us sister out. I wanna be that crazy person in my car singing along, but I don't understand half the words that you just said.
I blame Future for that.
Do we?
I do. If for nothing else, just because of that Rihanna song he was in where he was trying to sing and he just couldn't sing.
Wait, is it like the one that he did with Cher for the Gap commercial where they're both singing and you're just like, ooh.
I don't know. I just know it was the one where he's like, hello, me. And he just sounded like he was just choking, trying to hit a high note.
Oh, not everybody's meant to be a singer, Drake. Not everybody's meant to sing along with their songs.
Man, that boy can sing. I don't care what nobody says. Leave Aubrey alone. All right, he's already back. He's back from that L he took. He's here now, thanks to Jay Prince.
I mean, duh. Who thought that was going to last and ruin his career?
It was never going to ruin his career because let's face it, like rap now isn't as serious as rap was back in the day. Because
No.
once you're the most popular genre in the United States, that means that the white people have accepted you. And once the white people accept you, if they don't care about
Then
the
your
history,
market is China.
yes, and if they don't know the history of shit, they're not going to care. They don't really care about the history of hip hop.
They just wanna
guess
get
what?
lit.
When beef happens, they don't care. Jay Prince was just like, no, when you get down with the pigs, you turn into a hog. That was basically his way of telling Drake, look, man, you're marketable because you're this nice, clean-cut, light-skinned Canadian guy that everyone loves.
'Cause you
The
look
moment
non-threatening.
the moment you say or do some shit that gets down to the level of this dude who claims he has sold drugs for a period of time, you're not going to win.
Yep.
Like that, your image is going to be tarnished, and you can't get it back.
Yep. Like, no offense, I do as much as
Matter of fact,
I like Drake as much as I say shit about him. I do like Drake. But, like, yeah, part of his
I like when he
appeal...
raps. That singing shit I don't need all the time.
Part of his appeal is that he is non-threatening as a black man.
And that non-threatening and that marketability is one of the reasons why Universal Music Group paid Lil Wayne that money and got him off Cash Money. Because now, not only will he be able to release music under Universal Music Group, I believe his label, Young Money, will be directly underneath Universal Music Group as opposed to being underneath Cash Money.
Oh.
Which means Universal Music Group,
Just got a bunch of artists.
They're about to get that money through Drake and Nicki Minaj. I'll give Lil Wayne $8 million if I know that Drake is about to drop an album this summer.
That's true.
That's your money back in an instant.
Yep.
Like, he's doing that. He's going on tour. Even after the little beef, he just, stays to the, no matter what, Drake's always going to have that L, but it's never going to be thrown in his face as much
Who's
as like
gonna
Meek's
remember it?
L's was. Oh, no. the black people will remember it.
Oh yeah, I mean, Black Twitter never forgets.
The Drake stans will try to forget it. The black people, not even the Drake haters that are black, but just the black people, we're not going to forget it. Because black people who grew up on hip-hop love beef. And I will forever remember this. I'm on Boxton every day looking at musical topics, and when someone wants to comment on something or they're laughing at something, as of right now, there's a picture of laughing Drake with his finger pointing at something, and someone has and it was actually a picture of Drake, and someone photoshopped the Adidon blackface onto that picture of Drake.
Yeah,
it is a meme now. I have it saved to my phone, and I put it in my group chat whenever I laugh. Whenever I want to laugh with my friends, that is just how official it is.
Petty. I mean, Black Twitter will never forget, but that's not who makes him the most money. So
it's the white people. There's a reason why a whole bunch of black people are just like,
it's all the people who grew up on Degrassi, The Next Generation. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, it's just like once you're in that certain market, that's what it is. The way people were just like, I wish Nicki would just rap again. I just want Nicki to rap again. Guess what? The singing and the pop shit is what got her as far, because those white people could get along with the starships and I wish I could have that moment for life.
It's a fun song.
Exactly, that's what it is. It's a fun song. If you want rap, guess what? You got to go somewhere else. Like, you get stuck with the fun songs now. But that's the way it works. So, congratulations to you, Lil Wayne. You probably gonna have to redo some songs on that Carter 5, because you talk about this thing's been out since like, or you've had it ready for a long period of time. I think he said since like 2015, 2016.
That's a long time.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have some references in there where we're like,
this is dead.
Yeah,
and done.
This is too dated.
But it's not. I mean, Kanye West did his whole album the other day in 3 weeks or something.
Oh yeah, he changed.
He had a manic episode and apparently did the entire new album.
Well, they said he changed it right after what's it called? Right after the TMZ. And it's not that bad of an album, to be honest. I've only heard it once. I'll probably never listen to it again, but it wasn't bad.
I mean, like we said in the first episode, I'm not giving my time and attention to people who aren't from my community anymore.
I decided to give it one listen just to see what it was talking about.
To be fair, though, I stopped listening to Kanye West after 808 and Heartbreaks because what the hell was that? No,
you stopped listening after My Twisted Dark Beautiful Fantasy. That's when everyone stopped listening.
I will say this. I did like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Because 808 and Heartbreaks, that was I think that was actually the first album he put out after his mother died.
I did not like 808 and Heartbreaks.
Oh, I didn't either.
That entire auto-tune just made my head hurt.
Oh, Kanye only has four good albums to me, and that is the original 3, and that is my College Dropout, Late Registration, and Graduation, and My Dark Twisted Beautiful Fantasy. I never listened to Yeezus. I've only heard Pablo one time, and I really didn't feel the need to go back, and I'm not going to feel the need to go back to this one. I heard the Kid Cudi one that he has right now, Kid See Ghost, isn't that bad. I'm more interested to listen to that just because of Cudi more than Kanye. Because Cudi, the last time he was around, he was having his issues with mental health, and so I would just like to see how, where he's at in that mind space now, and just whether or not it's come full circle to where he feels he's back in that zone that got him where he is. So that's where I stand.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, but he can still get the fuck out. Like, if Kanye left, I don't think I'd be sad. Well, if he left as a rapper, as a producer, I probably would like him as a producer. But if he left,
though, he's got that power thing where he.
Yeah, if he left out of a spotlight where he no longer had to speak, I would be fine with that. He can be in the background in the booth.
Hold your breath.
The whole reason he became a rapper is because he got tired of being in the booth, just doing production.
And then he'll have come full circle, back to where he began. Isn't that like the ultimate dream, to get back to your roots?
Nah, because he ain't got his mama there to keep him in check at his roots no more, so he might go crazier.
I mean...
He might go... he's already gone crazy losing his mother, just probably thinking about the things that she would help him through. So imagine having to go back.
He's not crazy with that. He says it's just, that's... The loss of his mother is not what made him crazy. He also doesn't seem to be taking his diagnosis as a bipolar person as serious as he probably should, though. So, I'm not going to touch that. Everybody, Mental health is a real struggle for people, especially mental illness, especially the ones that make you think that you're better when you're not.
Delusions of grandeur?
Yes, and the ones that cause things like hallucinations and all of that are truly some of the harder ones to deal with. But
So what we're trying to say in this episode is, if you need help, reach out for the help.
No, if you need help, take your goddamn medication. Go to your goddamn therapist.
Not everyone has their medications. That's why I said seek help.
Right, but seek help, and there are free programs that will help you, especially because I know healthcare is expensive as hell, and not everybody's mental health is covered.
Not everyone has the opportunity.
But yeah, seek help. Do not self-medicate because it can get very dangerous and very violent.
And check on your strong friends. I've been seeing that go around a lot recently, and I feel like a lot of people just think it just came out of nowhere. It's a Royce the 5'9" song.
I don't even want to say check on your strong friends. I do want to say check on everybody. Check on the people in your circle.
I just wanted to give Royce the 5'9" a shout out because I like his album.
Give your shout out, but check on your people. If everybody has bad days, and everybody has days where the world seems a little bit too tough, especially in this alternate universe we're currently living in, it seems like, where everything is so very dark and sad and depressing.
We're in a DC timeline.
We are. It's like we're living in the Hunger Games, the prequel to the Hunger Games. You've got
we're living in the prequel to The Purge, which apparently there is a movie coming out this summer about probably us right now.
I mean, you've got 2 active volcanoes. You've got another volcano that they think is set to blow in the next few weeks. You've got horrible world events going on left and right, politically, socially, human rights versions. It seems really dark, and there's not even a beacon of hope in the highest office in this nation to kind of tell us that he's going to try and light the way, which we did have for 8 years.
This is why we need Superman. I'm just saying.
That's why we need Wonder Woman.
That's why we need Batman.
Batman is, you know what? I take some issues with Batman.
Everyone has issues with Batman, except for those who want to be Batman.
Everyone want to be Batman.
Everyone wants to be Batman.
Batman has no superpowers, but he's just rich.
Batman is a smart ninja.
He's just a rich ninja.
He's a rich, smart ninja.
I mean, but yeah, check on your people because the world is darker, and it seems darker than normal right now. So check on all your people. Make sure that they're okay. And listen, look, because we all cry and we all get sad when celebrities or people we have no actual interaction with take their own lives, and we all, oh my God, I'm so heartbroken, or RIP. And yet when your friends and family come to you and say, I'm struggling with this mental illness, especially in
you're
the
just
black
crazy,
community.
Walk it off.
Right, especially in the black community. We have two versions. Pray it away or pretend it didn't exist. No, we need to do better. Mental illness is not a white person's disease. It's not only happens to this level of a rich people's thing. It happens to everybody. It's like cancer. It's one of those things. It's a great equalizer. It happens to everybody, and not in a good way, but recognize that people need help. The world is hard. Right now it seems super dark. Let's all just be a little bit, I don't want to say nicer, because nice is subjective. Better. Be better people. Be the people that you would want to, have your back.
And then I'm going to say, I would just be like, get over it. I'm gonna say, and on my closing note, that don't be afraid to reach out, even avenues where you think, or if you don't really know people, like us here. We're not going to be your best friends. We're not your family. You don't really know us. We don't really know you that well. But you know what we can be? We can be an ear.
Personally.
Yeah, she judges the hell out of me. Everyone else, she'll be real nice. Oh my God, really? I feel like she'll go to bat for the people that she knows, but I feel like if you need someone to talk to, she's better to talk to if you don't know her.
No,
I feel like she's more objective. I'm giving you props somewhat.
Thank you. But I mean, I'm judgy on the people that I care about because I think that, I want you at my level, which not a humble brag. I just sometimes think I'm awesome. I think everybody should go through a day thinking.
Oh,
awesome.
I think that every day.
Okay, no, I don't have that every day. I have sometimes.
No, I might get a little I might be down for like a few moments, maybe a few hours, but eventually I'll get back to that.
But yeah,
I think fucking awesome.
I also think you need people in your life though who, as friends, tell you, no, this is some bullshit. Grow the fuck up. Like if your friends aren't telling you that like stupid shit you've been doing, you're too old for, they're not really your friends. They're just your hype man. And eventually Flavor Flav.
And not everyone needs flavor.
Eventually.
Not everyone needs a Tony Yayo.
Or DJ Khaled. So, like, although DJ Khaled's super positive sometimes, you might need that. Like,
but as we continue to do these podcasts, as we continue to grow, like I said,
we want you to go with us.
You're gonna learn about us. We're gonna hopefully learn more about our fans, and we just want you to know that we are here. This isn't always going to be just us talking at you. We want it to be us talking to you, and we want to make sure that you always know that we can be a channel of dialogue if need be.
I think we want it to be like I listen to a lot of podcasts, so do you. They always make that joke. It's like everybody listens to podcasts. It's like you're listening to your friends.
Yeah.
We want it to be more like that. We're here.
Yeah, and on that note,
although don't at me about stupid shit.
Well, on that note, if you ever do need to talk, or if you just want to shoot the shit with us, you can reach out to us many different avenues. You can reach us through our email, kickbackkingz with a Z, 301@gmail.com. We can also be reached on our Facebook page, which is KBK Present, no S, just Present. Same thing, YouTube, Kickback Kingz with a Z, Instagram, KBK Present. Reach out, talk to us. Like
Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter, KBK301. Like Brown said, we're growing. We want you to grow with us. Shoot us questions, ask us things, get to know us better so we can get to know you better.
Maybe we can make that our whole next episode where we just, because I feel like we didn't do a full introductory thing as to who we are.
Man,
we gave like little sidebars.
Yeah, we did give quick little sidebars, but that's something I want to do. Like I've told Brown, I've told Sirius.
That might end up being like 4 hours. So.
I told Brown, I told Sirius, one of the things I do want to do once we get a following, I did want to set up certain shows where it was just like a Q&A, give and take. People reach out to us, we answer your questions. You get to know us better. We get to know.
Depends on the question.
Well, you'll get to know me better, because for the most part, I'm not shying away from most things. And if I do shy away from it, just know that I don't want to deal with it. But anyway, on behalf of Sirius, who could not be here today, I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for sticking with us. For anyone new who's listening for the first time, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking time just to listen.
And come back.
Oh, definitely come back. It's like, once you watch this again on Anchor or listen to this again on Anchor, watch it again on YouTube. We can't stress just how word of mouth can help so much in building this platform that we've created. Like, follow, share. That way someone else can follow, share.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. Like, we're out here trying to reach the masses. And in order to reach the masses, we do need a little bit of backup. We need some more people in the kingdom to help us grow.
Yeah. I mean, also, if there's things you think we should talk about, the best way to make sure we do that is to reach out to us.
Yeah, because finding topics sometimes is hard as shit.
I mean, no, finding topics that won't take 4 hours to talk about is hard.
Because I thought this was going to be a short show, and we're almost at $1:40.
You and I can talk forever about bullshit.
We've done it before.
So.
Remember the Teen Wolf talks?
Yes, I do. They were fun. I should add that to my rewatch list.
I'm never watching it again.
Never mind.
I'm never watching that show again.
Never mind.
They fucked over my Kier Crush Mondays.
I mean, it was just Derek Harrell torture porn at one point. I was just really upset.
All right. We're going to end it. We're really going to end it.
We can go on.
Yeah, we're going to end because, rambling, da-da-da-da. But, like I said, on behalf of Sirius, I'm Phenom. That was Brown, of course. We'll catch you next week. Another episode, KBK Present.
Have a good weekend.
Peace.